Hello everyone, a quick video again here on gold. It's Wednesday 3:50 as I start recording this video, and I want to start by, if you watched my live video, we were analyzing the markets for New York session. We were somewhere around here expecting this push to retest this low for another rally up, right? So a liquidity grab to push back up, and that went, and it turned out very well. And then we saw a rejection come back to the support, that same support area. It broke past this closing price and into these wicks. But notice how price respected this wick and this wick with the closing of these two candles here, and then we're seeing price coming back up again. We could have anticipated this. I was not expecting this to come down that far. When I saw price, I did close my positions to here, so I'll tell you why in a second. But anyway, I wanna focus on this specific movement where price comes down to retest the support and it's bouncing back up. Okay, and it's gonna be a real quick also explanation to how I interpret the markets, and you've seen this before. But here I'm gonna go into the 1 minute time frame, because I want you to notice how price comes down and how it changed its behavior and its structure, and therefore it changed direction. So I'm gonna leave this a little bit for a few seconds so that you can just get a glimpse. Okay, study what you see here, how the market comes up, down. Okay, just take mental images, and then what are you seeing that's different and compared to how it was coming down, and the areas of it rebouncing up, right? Like, that's what you're trying to spot. Now, apart from that, you also want to take into consideration the fact that it was, again, at a support level where in the past it has shown me rejection and a decisive change in direction. So I'll start by showing you a very simple textbook explanation. When I say textbook explanation, I mean things that are on books that you can read easily online and stuff, and that's support and resistance. It's a very basic, but it's a principle that the market just respects, and it's you use this at your favor. So as you can see, every time that price would break a support, it would respect that previous support as a resistance. Okay, so over here, notice that it didn't test, it didn't retest, it didn't go up to that area, but it did respect a resistance, right? And this just went on and on until something happened over here. You see that? Now, you could have anticipated a little bit earlier, somewhere over here, with this support being broken right there. And this is where I want to focus on. I know this is more obvious, right? This is more obvious. However, here's where you could have anticipated and you could have bought anywhere around here. I don't have to explain much because it's pretty evident that when market does not respect this resistance and it closes this candle and this candle, specifically this candle, when this candle closes above this wick, but also more importantly into this range, that's when I just start paying attention. The radar comes up and saying, okay, this is going to be a change in direction. You might read this as a break of character or change of character, stuff like that, break of structure, and it's true. I mean, the market is breaking its usual structure of support and resistance, imbalance, order blocks, whatever you want to call them. And the point is, it closed, the market closed inside a previous range when before it wouldn't. Before it would close up outside of it toward the bottom because we're coming down, and respect the barriers of those ranges, right? I think that's another way of saying it that you could maybe also understand it. So price closes in here, it does come back because this could have been like a liquidity grab, and maybe it would have wanted to come down stronger, right? That's also possible. But when do we say that that's not the case? When price respects the closing of this specific price, and it's a specific price. It's 1817.656. If you see it, 1817.65. I'm going to put a horizontal line because if we zoom in, that is exactly where the market not only closed here with these two candles, but it also closed here with these two candles, respecting that price. You see that? And this wick also tells me a lot. This wick tells me that, hey, I want to come in here, but nope, I've got rejection, and I want to close above that. And then this candle as well, down, up, rejection. And as soon as I would have seen this candle start pushing up with strength toward over here, that to me would have been a sort of confirmation that this support was respected in regards to this resistance, and that was in fact a break of structure, change in character, whatever. This closing inside, all this closing inside of this range is indeed valid to me, for me to think it wants to come back up. We don't have to be wizards and say, oh my god, it's gonna go all the way back up to 1950. No, it doesn't matter where it's gonna go on the longer term. You have money already here. When you're seeing this, you can already anticipate at least this resistance, and there it is. It got there, it did reject, it tried to break it a few times, but eventually it did. And it did so because it changed structure here. This is like, but if you're a bit nervous and you're conservative and you're like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna come back around, well then yeah, just buy here, sell here. But it's money. It's a few pips. And if you do this 5 times in a row or 10 tops, like you don't want to overtrade, but you get the idea. So you got a second chance here. The market went back, retested this previous resistance, now support, again a wick, close up here. When you see this candle close here, you might as well just risk yourself and put a stop loss here. If you want to be conservative, put a stop loss down over here. But these are the moments, these are powerful moments, because not only is market breaking structure, it's breaking structure at a very strong support. So those are two factors for you to say, okay, this might want to go up. I don't care where and for how long, meaning where to what price precisely, but it's just changing direction. I might as well risk a buy. That's it. Probability of pricing rebounding. So one, price at key support area. 2, candles closing inside previous range. And I'm gonna put in parentheses this whole, you guys, these are like famous break of structure type of things, right? And change of I'm not a fan of these terms. I just say what I see is happening. And like, I mean, God, the price is closing inside the range. Period. But yeah, and then wicks. I call these rejection wicks. Okay, guys. So then I'm gonna put this a little bit bigger. Okay, and I'm gonna point these things out. So that way you can take a screenshot, or if it's, yeah, so 1, and then we're gonna put, so this is 1, and then this is 2, all of this, and then the wicks are over here. Now these wicks come out in logical areas, right? Notice I'm not talking about these wicks, I'm not talking about these little wicks, I'm talking about wicks that are showing me something at an important and logical and I guess sensitive area where it happens to be the break of structure and the fact it's respecting that support. Okay, and this could have been number 4. This candle, to me it was this one, but this is like a double confirmation where you have a I guess I wouldn't say engulfing candle, but I would say powerful impulse candle, strong, you know. So that was this one right here. Okay, this one. So that's about it. You guys could have anticipated these this opportunity to go long, and it's an awesome, it's a great, okay, so look at what's happening now. Interesting. Where did this go up to? It went back up to, let's see, the 5-minute. Okay, it's not, it didn't reach quite its previous range to 1825. Now let's study what happens there. And this is an interesting big rejection candle, right? So we can start to see what happens and why is it probably doing that. So obviously we have this support broken throughout this one and this one, so this could also be a moment in which you could start making your short entries, at least to the 50% retracement of that push. So if you were to coming now at least to the middle, somewhere over here where this consolidation area took place. So I'm going to use this rectangle here, and this could be your initial take profit for a scalping short position any second now. And if price bounces off of this and it shows rejection here, rejection like wicks, something like this, and then the price closes above, then it's going to come back up. If it closes below how it did over here, then it's going to come back down over here. And that's how the market is going to be moving throughout the next few hours. until the more important news come out in regards to the US jobs and blah 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 blah. And I'm not going to get into that. I wanted to explain this and how you could have anticipated this change in direction to the upside. And here, pretty much the same thing, except that the price had been coming up pretty strong without much of, look at your support, 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 rejection wick, and there's an imbalance right there. So the price might be wanting to get at least to there as well, right? And this could be just a second pushback, like, so rejection, second try, and then its final impulse to the downside. This is it's also appropriate for you to study higher time frames to see what's happening, because that could be also just a grab of liquidity to the areas where we had pointed out before, and so price with strength could be making a little liquidity and then might want to break down, right? I mean up, I'm sorry, back to the to maybe retest that previous high it made. You see that? So I like that idea actually. I would I would like for price to sorry, that was I would like for price to come down a bit more, grab a bit of orders, maybe like trick people that it's gonna come down, and then retest 1825. 1825 is over here. Who knows? Maybe it'll stop at 1824 or something. Maybe it'll collapse back down here. If you also watched my live video, you saw that I have a projection of market after having tested down here. I have another chart with a drawing up to all the way over here, and then trying to break support. And when I say break support, I mean this big support area. So yeah, let's see what happens. But I'm gonna stop right there. I want to make these videos again. I don't want to take too long. One more time here. How you could have anticipated this is happening very quickly. So I don't think it's quite. I think this is a bluff. So this is like when price comes down or fast or up too fast, like boom 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 boom. It's grabbing liquidity. It's coming down, grabbing liquidity, and then coming back up. So I think. I mean, but once here you could have seen this, right? So when the market was here, and you saw this wick, this candle starting to come down into this range, and close there, then that could have been your moment to scalp a short, and just go by it. Like just as soon as you're in profit, close in and out, in and out. That's what you do in scalping. Because nothing assures you that price indeed wants to come back all the way down over here. It is coming down, right? It's coming back down. Of course, it has to, because it did this big push, so it has to make a discount. Notice the imbalance here. There's also imbalance here and here. So all of this area is a potential, just a retest, and then come back up. So I think I like this. I like what's happening, because it's my bias. It's my intention. It's my original idea, where gold fails to break support, and it goes up even higher to retest 1830 range. 1830, I mean 1829, 1830, 1830 something, 1830.5 probably. I would really like gold to retest this resistance and then collapse, melt. Okay, but that's just me. Like I said, I hadn't say it in this video, but I'll show you guys that I am not a financial advisor. There's my disclaimer right there at the bottom. If you're new, subscribe, like, share, whatever, comment if you have any questions, and have a great rest of the day.